Hey guys, Metal Jesus here, and today I am back with a video showing you some of the games I have been playing lately on my Nintendo Switch. I have 7 games to show you, and it's a mix of some newer stuff, as well as some games that came out probably within the last year or so. And now let's go ahead and jump right into a game I've been wanting to play for a long time now, and because it's on Switch and because I can play it anywhere, well, I'm finally dedicating the time to do that, and that of course is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. So right off the bat, I can tell you this is an amazing JRPG, and it got a new coat of paint for the Switch, making this the best edition to buy. Specifically, all of the character models were updated from the Wii original, giving them more facial expressions as well as better animations. But the massive world is still here, and it's breathtaking. I mean, it's shocking how big this game world is. But I gotta say, it's more than just big, it's beautiful, and it's really exciting to explore. There's some real creativity applied to this entire game, making every section that you discover just feel fresh and exciting. And I really like the combat. It's mostly real time, but instead of button mashing, you're auto attacking and you're focusing your time, positioning your characters around enemies, and then you can choose specific attacks at just the right time. After a while, a combo attack becomes available, which stops time and it gives you the ability to kind of assess the situation and choose which attacks you want to use against your foe, bringing maximum damage. Now, I'm only 20 hours into this game that at a minimum takes about 50 hours to complete the main story, so I've got a long ways to go, maybe another 100 hours or so, but man, I am telling you, this game is living up to the hype. I'm completely addicted, it's awesome. And then we have Burnout Paradise, which recently came to the Switch both digitally and physical, as you see here, and I was pretty excited to see this because while Paradise is not my favorite Burnout game, I do enjoy it for what it is. I played it a bunch of times, and honestly, just to be able to play it on the Switch portably is pretty awesome. And the good news is all of the DLC is included on that Nintendo Switch game card. So you've got all the extra cars, which includes the toy ones, the legendary cars, you have the motorcycles, and it also includes Big Surf Island. And the game looks and plays great on the Switch, both in portable mode as well as docked mode. So I have no complaints there. All the speed is there, all the gnarly crashes are there, all the insanity. It's still just as much fun. And I do want to point out that Big Surf Island is probably my favorite part of Paradise. That's the DLC that was optional in the very beginning. And it's just all the things I like about the Burnout games on that little island. So if you've played Burnout Paradise and you weren't impressed by it, but you haven't played Big Surf Island, definitely check that out because it just has more of the insanity in there. It just has bigger jumps. It's just kind of more of the things that you like about Burnout. I think really the only complaint about this is that it's kind of expensive to get it on the Switch. It's $50 new at the time of this video here, and you can go on Steam and get it for under $10, and it's been out on other consoles as well. So you really have to ask yourself, I mean, how important is it to have it portably on the Switch? For me personally, actually, it was worth it, so I bought it, and I'm happy with my purchase, but I can understand if you mostly play in docked mode, well, you might as well just get it on Steam or Xbox One or PS4 and save a little money. Next up is an indie game I've been playing lately called Huntdown. Now, I believe this is only available digitally for the time being, but man, this is a great looking and awesome run and gun game. Right off the bat, you can tell that they really nailed that 1980s look and feel. So in this game, you play as a bounty hunter that picks up jobs, taking out street thugs and punks that are just screwing up the place. And so your job is to go out there and just kick some ass. There's also quite a bit of variety here in the gameplay. So you have multiple weapons to swap between. You have a melee attack. You also have a secondary range weapon that has to recharge every time you use it. You can also hide in cubbies and doorways to avoid being shot. There's a slide attack and a lot more. And because the game is inspired by the 1980s, well, you've got to have a awesome synth soundtrack.
Right here. Don't yank my chain.
And it's got that old school difficulty, but you've got 3 different characters to play through as. So yeah, this game is really cool. I'm digging it a lot. Highly recommended.
Bounty collected.
And now for something a little different. This is Demon's Tilt. This is a modern spiritual successor to Demon's Crush back on the TurboGrafx 16. And what makes this pinball game different is that it's a massively tall pinball table with 3 distinct sections to bounce your virtual ball around. And as you can see by this footage, there is a lot happening here. So thankfully the game has a ton of options that you can tailor this experience to exactly the way you want it, including, for me, turning on trails on your ball so that you can kind of better track it in the middle of just all this chaos. So what's cool is that there's also an option for tate mode, or turning your Switch on its side to get the maximum amount of playfield while in handheld mode. Or, I guess if you happen to have an HD TV that rotates. So here you see me using the flip grip, which I really love for games like this, and also old school shoot 'em ups. So yeah, Demon's Tilt is a very addictive and fun pinball game. I'm loving it. Next up, I've been playing a bunch of Duke Nukem 20th Anniversary World Tour. This, of course, is the classic first-person shooter that's now on Switch, and yeah, it's a great port.
Damn, I'm looking good.
Now, what's cool is that they've added some things to make the game even a little bit better. I especially like the ability to rewind time if you accidentally die. It's been known to happen occasionally. I mean, it gives you a moment to kind of learn from your mistakes, and you'll hopefully make it past that certain point. And the game supports gyroscope controls, which means that in addition to using the thumbsticks to move and aim, you can also track with the controller or the Joy-Cons to kind of fine-tune your attacks. And it's Duke Nukem. I mean, you got all the juvenile humor and all the one-liners are here. It's still awesome as ever. I haven't played Duke Nukem in probably a decade, so it's pretty fun to go back and kick some ass. I also picked up the Bioshock Collection on Switch. It has all 3 games, but the thing here is that not all of them are included on the game card, which is not my favorite thing, but you take what you can get. Now, the reason why I bought this is because, again, like so many other things, I want to be able to play these games portably as well as on the console and just be able to easily go back and forth, and that's what the Switch does really well. And for this, I've been playing a lot of Bioshock Infinite, which is the 3rd game in this awesome series. I chose the 3rd game because, well, that's the one I haven't played in the longest amount of time. I originally played it on the 360 and really enjoyed it and thought, okay, well, I'll give it a go on the Switch. And I have to say, it's a really good port. It runs very well and it looks fantastic on the Switch, which again continues to kind of blow my mind a little bit because it's amazing how this little handheld is able to run games that came out only just a little while ago. I mean, it's pretty impressive. And I like the 3rd game a lot because it's so different than the previous 2. As you can see here, you're actually in the sky as opposed to underwater. And it just gives it a whole new look. Also, you have this skyhook thing that you do quite a bit in this game to get around between buildings, but also in combat. It's just a really, really fun game. And like all the Bioshock games, it has a fantastic story that actually, with the DLC, ties back into the original game. So if you've never played this series of games, you basically need to start with the first one. But if you have and you're looking for something fun to play on the Switch, yeah, definitely check it out. I'm enjoying it an awful lot. And then here's an interesting one that I just learned about. I guess it came out a while ago, but I'm just learning about it now because it went on sale. That is Thief Simulator. And I was pretty much intrigued by this game because basically it's an open world stealth game that pretty much plays like Thief in every way, but just in modern times. So you'll take jobs from the internet, you'll gather intel on your targets, you drive to the locations that you're gonna break into, you sneak around stealing valuables, trying not to get caught, and then later back at home, you'll upgrade your thief skills, you'll sell your loot, and so much more. Now, if I'm being honest, this game is not as polished as some of my favorites in the genre. It feels a little janky in the controls sometimes. I don't know what it is with the mapping of the buttons, but I kept wanting to hit A, and this game uses X a lot, which is kind of opposite of most Switch games, so never quite really get used to that. However, there is a decent tutorial in this game, so that does help in kind of learning how to play it. And the graphics range from pretty good to just okay, almost looking a little bit like last gen stuff. But the thing is, with stealth games, it's the gameplay that matters, and that's definitely where this game nails it. This is stealth 100% of the time, and it's pretty satisfying. So yeah, this is an interesting stealth game that I'm enjoying quite a bit. There's parts of it I really like, and I'm just completely sucked in, and then other times I'm like, I kind of wish this had a little bit more time and development, just a little bit more polish to it. But if you like that sort of stuff, you should check it out. All right, guys, well, that's what I'm playing on my Switch lately, but I would love to know what you guys are playing down in the comments below. As you guys know, tons of new Switch games come out all the time, and it's almost impossible to keep up with them. So please let me know what you guys recommend. As always, I want to thank you for watching my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing, and take care. The things I won't do for YouTube. All right, Will, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.